What if you knew that you were worthy of receiving love, help, pleasure, sweetness, gifts, compliments, just because you exist? What if you knew that you're worthy of receiving Hashem's love for you in all these different forms that we just listed, just because you are? When we talk about receiving, there could be a lot of blockages around, am I worthy? Did I work hard enough for this? Am I okay enough for this? Am I going to earn this? Do I have to earn this back later? Right? There's so many fears that can come up around receiving, which of course is getting in our way of really receiving in our marriages. And so this foundational principle is so huge. This is an idea from Shari Bitachon. We were not worthy of being born. We didn't do something that caused it, that Hashem's like, oh, gonna create Chana today. No. Like, we didn't do something that made it that we're worthy of all these good things. This is an expression of Hashem's pure love. You being here is an expression of Hashem's pure love for you as you exist. Not for how much money you make, not for your status, not for the initials before your name, not for you to prove something, not for you to have to even give something. Oftentimes we confuse this idea of purpose or divine mission with essential worthiness. It could be that now that we're in this world, Hashem wants us to really receive the full value of what life can give us and the full joy, and with that comes purpose and meaning and projects and changing other people's lives and all these incredible things that allow the human experience to be so enriched. But to think that I'm here to serve some purpose is getting in the way of that place of just essential worthiness. Why do you exist? Because you do. Why were you created? Because Hashem loves you. Hashem decided to bring you into creation. Full stop. And then you can have all those layers. I love how Rabbi Manis Freeman puts it. A Jew is never a means to an end. So this idea of like, I'm here to do mitzvahs, that's never going to be satisfying, because it's the idea of like, I'm this tool and the real goal is the mitzvahs. No, Hashem loves me and Hashem wants me to experience that love in this lifetime. So he gives me these mitzvahs. These mitzvahs are a gift. For what? For me to experience that essential worthiness. Because to experience that in this world, with all the distractions and all the ups and downs and the humanness of it, it's hard. And so mitzvahs allow me to infuse that divine consciousness, that aleph, that Hashemness, into my daily experience. And when I say that moda'ani, prayer in the morning, I remember, yeah, Hashem loves me essentially. And when I wash before bread, Hashem gave me a mitzvah just to wash before bread, right before I eat, just to remember He loves me. He wants me to connect with Him. The word mitzvah is connected to the root savsa l'chibor, savsa, connection, bonding. Even the word prayer is tefillah, but also like tefel, like this idea of joining. It's all about that connection and me realizing, whoa, this connection's always here for me because Hashem always loves me. That's the foundation. So when I can take that and now start putting that into my marriage, now I no longer need to play tick for tack. Okay, can I receive this thing from my husband? You know, like, did I do enough for him recently, or am I going to have to make this up later? Getting out of that headspace that has nothing to do with the holiness of what our marriages are. And really just saying, wow, my husband is an extension of Hashem's love for me. This man is in my life because Hashem loves me so much. He literally created this human being that is so dedicated to my happiness. Our husbands are so dedicated to our happiness. And sometimes it looks like they aren't. And it's being able to see through that veil and notice, okay, maybe he gave up. Maybe he feels like it's hopeless. Maybe I rejected him so many times. And I have to go back and just, own that and really say, okay, how can I be receptive today? How can I really see my husband the way the Torah describes my husband? The way Hashem tells me that my husband is, and my husband's a mashpia. He's a giver. He wants to give. The essence of masculinity is providing and giving and protecting. And so when I know that, it feels so safe to receive, right? I'm receiving just because that's who my husband is. He's an extension of Hashem's love for me. He is probably the greatest manifestation in my life, is Hashem's absolute love for me. And by knowing that, by receiving that, I'm receiving Him. I'm receiving His divine light. I'm receiving who He really is. And knowing that when a man gets to give to his wife, for him, that is him getting to experience godliness. Because he is literally imitating Hashem, right? This is Parsha, we're learning so much in this book of Devarim about emulating Hashem. Crow, I'm filming here, so I'm going to have to ask you to settle down. Thank you. So, really, like, when I just know that my husband getting to give to me is him being godly. It's him emulating godliness. He receives from Hashem, and then he gets to give to me. And knowing that that's his joy, it makes receiving so sweet. And it makes it not about the thing. Oh, do I want this help? Do I want him to carry my bag? You know, do I really want his directions? Do I really want his instructions on how to make this food come out better? Or do I really want his advice on this? Or, you know, do I really want that gift? It's not about the things. It's not about the advice. It's not about the stuff. It's about this is an expression of Hashem's love for me coming at me right now. Am I going to be closed or am I going to be open? Am I going to stay small or am I going to breathe? Make that aleph inside of myself. Make that geula state. Make that expansiveness of, yes, I'm willing to receive Hashem's goodness. I'm turning up the dial for my tolerance of goodness. And really open to receiving that in this moment. Whatever form it comes, I don't need to take the advice. I'm just receiving it. I don't need to, you know, like I was telling my husband shows me funny videos all the time. And he just wants me to laugh. He's just like, and sometimes we rewatch the same videos, like over and over again. Because he's like, I just want you to laugh. I just want you to be happy. And it used to, sometimes I'm in such a serious work mode and I'm in such a serious CEO moment. And like, I don't want to laugh at this video. I want to just stay in my own world. And it's, wait a second. Hashem wants me to laugh right now. Hashem's providing this funny video. And really even areas in my life where I'm giving to my husband. Like, okay, it's time to make food. Like, Hashem wants me to put down the other worries of the world and get to have fun just going and making cheesy pasta or lentil soup or whatever it is. Like, this is Hashem giving to me in the form of my husband, what it means to have a husband in my life. Even the areas that I give to my husband are so designed for me to receive. And I just want to touch on this idea of intimacy for a moment, because I know that I've just heard this so many times, that one of the huge roadblocks in receiving intimacy with one's husband, or, you know, is this belief of like, oh, he wants to take, or this isn't about me or my pleasure. This is about him, or, you know, or like, you know, I like not feeling like you're brought into the equation, or feeling like this is about him. And that can be a major turnoff, you know, to feel like, oh, this is about him, it's not about me. And just realizing, like, what is my paradigm? Like, what is the paradigm that's going on for me? I'm believing that my husband's a taker instead of a giver. And I'm believing that something's coming into my space, not for me to receive, but for me to be replenished. And even just being able to look at that mindset and those beliefs, and outside of the space of the Kodesh Kodashim, of the bedroom, of that space in other areas of my marriage, being able to look and be like, where else am I seeing this? Where else is this paradigm getting in my way of joy? This idea of my husband wants to take from me. And for me, I really looked at this belief system in my life and realized, wait a second, if I'm believing my husband wants to take from me, then I'm not really believing that he's a giver. And so I'm not living aligned with what the Torah is telling me about my husband, what Hashem is telling me about my husband. And so I remember once, family was visiting, and my husband wanted me to be really present and like really on and come to lots of dinners and like lots of family things. So I was thinking, he's taking my time, he's taking my energy, he expects so much, he wants so much from me. And when I realized from some powerful coaching with a Golden Wives coach that, whoa, no, my husband wants to give me this experience of really getting to enjoy the family. And he wants to give me this experience of just being wined and dined. And he wants to give me this experience of like, come away from work for a minute and like enjoy this time together and get to show up the way you want to for the family. And as soon as I realized that he was giving to me, all that tension in the air just relaxed. All that tension, anxiety between us, that fragmentation, it just like a balloon being deflated. And so really just looking anywhere in my life that I believe that my husband is trying to take from me, and really being able to say, whoa, where is it that Hashem is really trying to give me here? Where is it that my husband really wants to give to me here? And how can I be open and receptive to that? And this bottom line of when I can really just see the depths of Hashem's love for me in the eyes of my husband. I think that is really knowing that our marriage, as we experience it down here in this world, is such a reflection of my relationship with Hashem. And the more I'm in that place of receiving with Hashem, the more I'm open to receiving from my husband. And the more I'm open to receiving from my husband, the more I'm open to receiving from Hashem. Just making that one wholesome relationship. And if I'm going to come to my marriage and I'm just like so closed off to receiving everywhere else in life, and I'm like, hello, you're the giver, you have to give to me, I'm not in receptive mode, right? I can't just be receptive in one area. Receptivity is receptivity. It means receiving help from anywhere it comes, if that's, a good thing for me to do in that moment. Or, receiving compliments, whatever form they come. Or even just receiving how beautiful this park is, and how beautiful a bird is, and how good it is to be alive, and how cool a drink is. When I'm in that receptive, feminine mode, then I can take that and bring that to my marriage. And so it's really just knowing that my relationship with Hashem of being receptive is going to allow me to receive in all areas of life, and really allow receiving from my husband to just be such a natural, enjoyable thing. Hashem, thank you.